From a guy whose clothes got caught in a spinning machine, to someone working near a robotic arm that suddenly went wrong, and another worker who got pulled by a spinning part while cleaning a running machine, plus a worker pressed by a press machine, and a steel coil falling on someone nearby. Today, we're bringing you 10 minutes of industrial fails and workplace accidents caught on camera. This man went too close to a spinning machine while wearing a loose shirt and got caught in it. The machine immediately began pulling his shirt in, but fortunately, he was lucky and escaped with only his shirt torn. This incident is a reminder of why you should never wear loose clothing when working near spinning machinery. Accidents like this can happen in an instant. This steel material was being lifted with a wire, but unfortunately the load became unbalanced, flipped to the other side, and fell onto a worker who was standing nearby. This is a perfect example of why you should never stand or sit close to heavy materials while they are being lifted. Incidents like this can occur without warning. At first glance, this video may look like a simple robotic arm pressing a steel panel, but many people don't realize how dangerous these machines can be. After a few seconds, a worker walked too close to the robotic arm and began inspecting the panel. Unfortunately, another robotic arm approached from the opposite side and pressed down on him. Thankfully, he was wearing a helmet. Do you think his helmet saved his life? Share your thoughts in the comments. This man was cleaning a spinning rod while wearing gloves. Everything was going fine until his clothing got caught in the rod, which then began pulling him in. Fortunately, he managed to break free and only lost his shirt when the spinning rod broke off from the machine. Take a look at this stupid worker. He was using his hand near a spinning machine, and unfortunately, after a few attempts, his hand got caught by a spinning part and pulled completely into the machine. This is what happens when you become careless, overconfident, and think you are the main character. You may be wondering what just fell into that worker. The red liquid you see in this video is not ordinary. It is molten iron. Just imagine what has happened to him. This worker placed his body inside a heavy steel press machine, and the moment he leaned in, the machine suddenly began to lower, pressing him instantly. A woman standing nearby witnessed the incident, but instead of pressing the emergency stop button, she attempted to lift the machine with her hands. The mistake this man made was wearing a loose shirt while a large, powerful mixing machine was operating. When he attempted to press the stop button without buttoning his shirt, it instantly got caught in a spinning part of the machine. It slowly began pulling him in. He struggled with all his strength to break free, and although the machine was extremely powerful, he didn't give up. After a few seconds, his shirt finally tore apart, allowing him to escape unharmed. While this steel coil was being lifted by a crane, another coil that was stacked nearby became unbalanced and fell onto a worker's leg. You can see the worker running and jumping in pain after the impact. You may be wondering why he started screaming when the liquid touched him. This was not an ordinary liquid. It was a high-temperature, boiling liquid. At first, they tied a rope to the tractor after the machine suddenly stopped. One man then walked in the opposite direction, while another moved toward the tractor and stood too close to its wheel. After a few seconds, the tractor began moving, running over him. Moments later, he got up and stood as if nothing had happened. At first glance, you might think it's some kind of ordinary smoke or pollution. Unfortunately, it's not. It's highly flammable methane gas that leaked after a car collided with a truck. The gas suddenly caught fire, engulfing the entire area. What do you think happened to these two people? Share your thoughts in the comments. This worker was attempting to break the wall by hitting it with a hammer. Unfortunately, due to a miscalculation, the wall fell onto him. This mini truck was being lifted by a crane, but after a few minutes, the crane broke and the truck fell, striking a worker who was standing nearby. Take a close look at this worker. He was working near a punching machine while it was still running when, unfortunately, he accidentally placed his hand inside the machine and got it pressed. What do you think happened to his hand? Have you ever seen a washing machine accident? If not, get ready. This worker was pulling clothes from a washing machine and placing them into a large bucket. Everything was going smoothly for a few minutes until his hand became entangled in a cloth, pulling him toward the machine. He began screaming for help, and a coworker heard him, rushed over, and powered off the machine. Who would have thought a washing machine could be this dangerous? Check out this worker. He was so busy on his phone that he accidentally opened the wrong door. One step forward, and in a second, he's gone. In the middle of his work, this man was standing and talking to another worker when, suddenly, a forklift carrying a heavy load became unbalanced and fell onto him. This excavator broke the wall with its front bucket, and this is what happened. This man attempted to break the wall by kicking it. As he fell to the ground, the wall collapsed onto him. Fortunately, he was lucky and managed to escape the incident unharmed. This mechanic was inspecting a machine by stepping inside it, while at the same time, a heavy load was being lifted by a crane very close to him. Suddenly, the load flipped and fell onto him. You can see the mechanic collapse to the ground after it struck him. This worker was placing materials on a rack by climbing a ladder, while another worker was pulling a cart full of materials. The worker pulling the cart didn't pay attention, and the cart struck the ladder, causing the man on the ladder to fall to the ground. Take a close look at this red circle and watch until the end. You won't believe what happens next. This video demonstrates why proper safety measures are so important. Just imagine what is about to happen to this guy. This man walked toward his friend to have a conversation. Unfortunately, due to the heavy weight, the surface collapsed, and they both fell onto the construction site. They called their friend to help close the side gate of the truck. As they began closing the door, a steel panel fell onto their legs. This man began moving the ladder while another worker was on top of it. Suddenly, the ladder became unbalanced, and the worker fell to the ground. Unfortunately, he went into a coma. Let's end this video with this clip. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope you enjoyed this video. We regularly post content like this, so be sure to hit the subscribe button to see more entertaining videos. Bye for now. Have a great day, and see you in the next video.